This video is for women who are not in the construction field or in my engineering field or in estimating or project management in general. Just generally, there's no women around who are doing these jobs. And you guys are outside of the conversations that are happening in these rooms with big people, missing out on the salary, missing out on just a decent job where you only really work like maybe 40 hours a week or so. And I think that women would be great for the position per se, because it's just an office job where you have to know a little bit about math and construction, stuff that's not too hard to learn. And so this is kind of like me like raising a flag or something like, hey, come to my career, work in my career, make a lot of money, like do my job. And it's the reason why though that I'm going above just talking about estimating and project management and more generally going into construction in general, to where there's just not a lot of women, is because that's what I've seen. Basically, since I got out of high school, I worked for a year until I turned 19, and then I went off to the Air Force. So, in my career field overall, because it is basically construction, which was what it was in the Air Force, not a lot of women in it. And then, of course, coming out here to the civilian world and seeing things, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. I'll go as far as to name, like, we're not name, but quantify the problem. Like I maybe have known maybe between like 6 to 8 women, female estimators, project managers throughout my time, and one of them was a intern for a few months over the summer and probably wasn't planning on actually working that job. So, and project management, I kind of understand just because I don't necessarily even want to lean more towards that side. I did for a while. I became a senior project manager for construction, and just especially out here in Arizona, specifically like Phoenix, Arizona, it's so hot. It's just unbearable. So it's kind of understandable to not want to do that job. But on the office side of things, on the estimating side of things, high salary, no real need for high education, which most women do actually go to college, so you'd be very good to go, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's not particularly hard or like mentally taxing as I would think, some other careers that women would maybe lean towards, like a nurse would be. But I think that this would be a great fit. I think what the real problem where it comes down to is, one, prior knowledge and hands-on knowledge with construction generally tends to be lacking among women, and a like an inkling towards mathematics, but that's not really the case because you still have to do mathematics whenever you're in high school, regardless of what degree you're going to go get. I think it's more just knowledge, simple knowledge for most people, but especially on the women's side, of this even being an option open to you. And it is. Like, I have seen people from pretty random backgrounds move over into the estimating side of things and do great, like just as well as me, because you don't really need to have a massive knowledge in construction to kind of do what I do. What you just saw in real time was me catching the camera, because as you can see in the trees behind me, it is extremely windy out here. But I saved it, which is dope. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But, yeah. So this was just something little known thing, a complete lack of women and representation of women. And I mean, as far as this goes, like minority or representation in my field also, but I can kind of speak for that. What I can't speak for is like the female woman side of the thing. So I can speak to you guys about being interested in coming into my career. So that's what I'm doing. If you like to know more, check the link in the description. I'll also do consulting for this career field as well as other things that you could probably just check out on my site or on other videos on my channel. Help support this video and this channel by liking, subscribing, sharing. I want to build this so that I can reach out to more people on more important topics like this one specifically. The fact that there's a massive underrepresentation of women in a very high paying career field. 114,000 is as high as I've gone, but you can go way above that to 120 to 130. And check back for more in the next one.